Dolby engineers technology that makes audio and video entertainment look and sound better. They've been doing this for some time. They're not just out of the woodwork saying, hey, wait, we can make it sound good. No, they do, and they do the job. Senior Manager for Partner Marketing with Dolby is Craig Eggers. Craig, welcome back into tomorrow. Always a delight to have you with us.
Dave, Happy New Year.
And the same to you,
Great
sir.
to be
Thanks.
here.
Yes, you guys are busier than ever, I think, at this CES. You got so much going on, so many cool things. I want to get right to them and talk about them. For example, Dolby Digital Plus.
Dolby Digital Plus is a technology we developed. It comes out of our core Dolby Digital technology. In next generation discs, Blu-ray, HD, DVD, Dolby Digital Plus enables us to deliver 7.1 channels of discrete surround sound, better than DVD quality sound. It's a very, very highly efficient codec, so it doesn't compromise your high definition video. And in broadcast, we actually brought new efficiencies to Dolby Digital Plus to enable us to deliver HD content, HD video in those areas where bandwidth is more constricted. IPTV, for example, future DBS applications.
And the fact that you're able to address those applications, because these are things you've worked on for some time, and your engineers always hard at work to say you're taking it at that extra step, staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
IPTV, a lot of folks are just saying, well, there it is, it's available. Well, you can make it look and sound better, and that's what's cool.
That's what we're all about,
yeah.
Delivering the very best experiences to the consumer.
And of course, when we talk about True HD, and that seems to be the buzzword. I mean, I even look down, and there it is, you know, full HD and True HD. I mean,
right.
It's everywhere here. How is Dolby True HD making the home theater experience better, other than the fact that you're making people buy more speakers, too?
For the first time ever, Dave, the consumer can hear in their home what you might have heard in the mixing stage, or in a mixing studio, or at the concert hall. Everything that was captured in that original recording and put down on disc or tape is now available completely unadulterated, exactly as it was captured in the studio, in the home cinema. Whoa. In the home theater. It's a lossless audio technology which utilizes a form of compression, but the benefit of that is we can reduce the size of the file to make it fit on discs without compromising video, but we can also expand the file back out to its original purpose, its original form during playback in the home. So what the consumer hears in their home is exactly what that engineer would have heard when they were mastering the content.
And unlike other compression techniques that you lose when you uncompress, I mean,
exactly.
There's just bits and bytes that are on the floor, you know, they just vanish. That's not happening.
That's
in this
not
case,
happening.
So.
We say it's bit for bit identical to the studio masters, which means, you know, same thing you get in is what you get out of it.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, studios all around the world for years have been involved with Dolby and Dolby products, understandably so. So you know that they also know they play well with what they do.
We play well with studios and hardware manufacturers.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, one of the things you're showing, getting a lot of attention here at CES as well, is something called Dolby Volume and an AV receiver. First of all, what is Dolby Volume? How does it make that whole entertainment experience better?
How many times have you sat in your home theater and switched between sources and ran for the remote control?
Yeah.
Because you have all these different variances and levels between your satellite radio, your CD player, your HD DVD, your Blu-ray, your radio coming in. All these different sources have different volume levels.
Let alone different channels. I mean, you might just be on satellite, for example, and dialing around, and it's just crazy.
Exactly. Or when you switch from one CD to another.
Yeah.
The gain levels can be so different. Dolby Volume solves that problem. You select the level at which you want to listen to, and all of your content corresponds to that. If it's above that, we process it with Dolby Volume to give you a level, consistent listening experience across all your sources. And then the other cool thing about Dolby Volume is when you start to turn down the volume in your home theater, you notice you lose a lot of high frequency and bass performance.
Yeah.
That's because as humans, we're programmed to hear mid-range. What Dolby Volume does is when you turn that volume down, it restores that level mix that originally you would have heard at those higher dB frequencies, and enables us to hear at a lower volume the same reference level mix that you might have heard if you were listening to it, if you were on the Burt Lancaster studio in Sony Pictures, or if you were in a theater actually listening to the movie.
Well, Craig, is Dolby Volume kind of a magical black box or something, or is it a device, a piece of hardware that we would attach to our gear? How do we?
It is IPTV technology. It's signal processing technology. We poured it into chipsets. We're showing Dolby Volume at the show in a TI chipset and a Freescale chipset. Those chipsets will be integrated into AV receivers in the future.
Great.
Our hardware manufacturers will create the user interface, and the consumer will be able to turn Dolby Volume on and off in the future.
So in addition to looking for the Dolby logo anyway on equipment that we buy, now we want to make sure that Dolby Volume is also part of that mix.
It's definitely something we're going to look to in the future as these technologies become integrated into AV receivers.
Now, can I assume that Dolby Contrast kind of works in a similar way, only for visuals?
It's interesting. Dolby has a rich history in video. Most people think of Dolby as an audio company, but Ray Dolby actually worked on the first VTR and developed noise reduction technologies for black and white video. So we've come full circle after 40 years.
Wow.
Dolby Contrast is about making LCD displays look better. You get true black level performance with Dolby Contrast technology, and it's based upon LCD. Or pardon me, I do that wrong all the time. It's based upon
too many initials in this industry.
LCD, LED. So you got an LCD display that's driven by an LED panel.
Right.
And we can modulate the brightness of each of those LED elements to correspond to brightness in the picture level. So ordinarily on a flat panel display, you've got basically a backlight that's on all the time.
Yeah.
And so when we replace that backlight with LED panels, we modulate the brightness to each one of those LED displays. And what you really have is an LCD panel now that can reproduce incredible black level performance and simultaneously give us incredible contrast ratios.
And which is great because a lot of people are aspiring, understandably, to get blacks to actually be black and not just sort of dark gray.
Exactly.
And that you're not getting that visual experience that you should.
When you're looking at a scene from outer space, you want it to be black. You don't want it to be gray.
The good point. You're not likely to see blue skies and deep space or something like that. Dolby.com for more information. They're the same folks that did Dolby with that movie as well. Great job, of course, as always. Craig, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, and we just need to get you back to your booth and talk about all the cool things that Dolby's doing here at CES.
Stop by our exhibit.
We'll do it.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Craig Eggers, Senior Managing Partner for Marketing with Dolby. Dave Graveline with you, bringing you further into tomorrow. This, the Advanced Media Network, into tomorrow from CES. More up next.
Don't let your computer be a desk anchor. Free the audio